What is going on, warriors and farmers of Tamaris and Belleron? I am back again with another Call of Dragons video. In today's episode, we're gonna take a look at the first G3 hero known as Zayda. She is one of the most overpowered hero to ever be added in the game. This episode is gonna take a look at all the skills, the artifacts, the warpet, the talent tree, and pretty much everything that you need to know about this awesome new hero. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more content, turn on that bell notification and never miss out. Like the video, share it with your friends, drop some comments down below. Let's get into it. Alright, Warriors of Tamaris, the new season just started. The game developers have introduced two brand new heroes in the game. They are archers, of course. Now these archers are gonna be overpowered. The one we're gonna take a look at today is known as Zayda. Zayda is an amazing archer hero who can pretty much pair up with any archer hero in the game. She is just insane. Her skill kit is almost complete. She got everything that you would want in a hero right now. Now let's check out her skills one by one. We're going to start off with the first skill, known as the Shining Star Shot. Now this skill does not require any rage whatsoever. It's a passive skill and it's awesome. It says when Zayda's Legion deals normal attack damage, they gain 1 stack of Down Watcher's Mark for 5 seconds. Up to 10 stacks, maximum 1 stack every 1 second. Now we can see that Syndrion Rapid Fire cannot trigger this ability. Now to continue, each stack of Down Watcher's Mark increases normal attack damage dealt by 8% and march speed by 2%. When you get all the 10 stacks, you're gonna get 80% more normal attack and 20% more march speed, which is just insane. Now if you boost Syndrion normal attacks by 80%, Syndrion does 2 normal attacks every second, you boost that by 80%, that is just ridiculous. Now to take a look at the awakening skill of this hero, it says Zayda's Legion gains 3 stacks of Down Watcher's Mark upon entering battle. So when you awaken this hero, you're gonna immediately get 3 stacks, which is just insane. Now to analyze the first skill, it says up to 10 stacks, then you're gonna start getting 80% more normal attack damage boost. You get 1 stack every second, which means after 10 seconds, you're gonna have 10 stacks, 80% normal attack boost, 20% march speed. You can make a U-turn and run away from your enemies right away. Now, when you get to the maximum 10 stacks, you're gonna get 80% attack for the duration of the battle. If you get out of battle, you're gonna start over again. When you awaken the hero, you get 3 more stacks, which means you're gonna get the 10 stacks within 7 seconds. So you only require 7 seconds after you awaken the hero. But if you don't awaken her, you're gonna need 10 seconds to get the 80% normal attack damage. She is just awesome. On to skill number 2. When Zayda's Legion reaches the maximum amount of Down Watcher's Mark stacks, they deal 10% more damage and receive 20% more healing. Now this is just insane. This skill is also another passive skill. It's only going to trigger after 10 seconds if you haven't awakened Zayda. When you get the 10 stacks, you're gonna trigger this skill and it's gonna be active for the duration of the battle. If you awaken Zayda, you're gonna trigger this ability within 7 seconds. If you don't have her awakened, you're gonna trigger it within 10 seconds. It is awesome. 10% damage dealt is nice. And this 20% healing received bonus is gonna work well with Magrat. It's also gonna boost the Sand Lizard when you use it with this hero. On to skill number 3, Tactical Adjustment. All marksman units in Zayda's Legion gains 30% physical attack and 10% march speed. Again, more march speed. This is just fantastic. I like it. On to the 4th skill, Silver Tongue. Another passive skill. When Zayda's Legion deals normal attack damage, they have a 25% chance to gain normal attack focus, increasing their normal attack crit rate by 25% for 4 seconds. When you see this skill, one hero comes to mind, and that is Freyga. Freyga has a normal attack focus that gives us 60% crit rate for 7 seconds. I think that ability is going to override this one. I don't think they're going to work together at the same time, but we're going to do some testings later on to see how it works. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the talent. I mean, these are the skills for Zayda. She is just amazing. The The most important thing is the 80% normal attack damage boost. It is just ridiculous. Now we're going to take a look at some pairings right now. What are some of the best pairings for Zayda in Call of Dragons? The number one pairings is obviously Magrat right here. Zayda and Magrat were designed to work together the same way Syndrion and Freyr were designed to work together. Now a lot of people are thinking about different ways of pairing these heroes right now. I mean, they sound great, they sound awesome, but at the end of the day, you're gonna end up pairing these two heroes together to get the best value. And spoiler alert, I can say right now these two heroes are going to dethrone Syndrion and Freyr as the best DPS heroes in the game. I know some of you are not going to agree right now, but let's wait. When people awaken both of them, you're gonna see how these two are just gonna destroy so many people in the game. So the first pairing is going to be Zayda and Magrat. Their skills work together. Zayda has a healing bonus here, 20%, and Magrat heals pretty much every second. Zayda is gonna boost that by 20%. Now Magrat has this 450% normal attack damage every 5 seconds, which is just insane. And then you bring in Zayda, who is gonna give that normal attack 450% damage with a 25% crit rate. It's just insane. And then she's also gonna increase the normal attack damage. Does she increase normal attack damage? Yep. She's gonna increase normal attack damage by 80% from here. And she also has a 10% damage dealt, all boosting Magrat, who is just healing like crazy. Man, this is gonna be so much trouble for so many enemies on the field. I can say Syndrion and Freyr are going to be dethroned for sure. This is the first pairing. Now the second pairing that comes to mind is going to be Zayda and Syndrion. These two are going to wreck so many people as well on the field. It is nuts. Another awesome pairing is Zayda and Freyr. Freyr has normal attack focus, so you have 80% normal attack damage every second boost, and then Freyr is gonna turn all of that into critical. It is ridiculous. And then she's also gonna increase the damage of those normal attack. Man, this is going to be crazy. But at the end of the day, you're gonna end up pairing these two together to get the best value. Now there is two more pairings you can use as well. You have a Kinara as well. She's gonna work well with Zayda. She just works well with all the heroes in the game. For all the free-to-play players, I think your best archer pairing is gonna be Zayda and Kinara. That should be your new best archer pairing in the game. I think for free-to-play players, this is going to be amazing. And then you also have Zayda and Mr. Husk. Where are you hiding? Yep, we got a Husk here. When you awaken your Husk, normal attack crit rate, counter attack crit rate, it is just awesome. So these are all the heroes that pairs well with Zayda. You also have Nico. I haven't forgotten Nico. You can use Nico as well. He's gonna give you some value in the game. You have other epic heroes you can try. You can try this Gwanwyn right here if you want. You can try Craig if you're into it. But at the end of the day, it's going to be Zayda, Magrat as the best archer pairing in the game right now. That's what I think. You might think different. Alright, Warriors of Tamaris, let's continue with the video. The next topic is going to be about the Warpets. Let's go to the Pet Sanctuary and see what works with these two heroes. Unfortunately, both Zayda and Magrat do not have a rage skill cycle, which means I say 90% of all these Warpets is not going to work if you pair Zayda and Magrat together. There are only two Warpets that come to mind, or maybe three. The first one on your list should be the Sun Lizard. Now the Sun Lizard has this ability that's gonna heal you every 4 seconds. If you get the skill at the end of the season, this skill right here known as the Hasty Stone Aura. If you get this Hasty Stone Aura with a 270 agility, your Sun Lizard is gonna heal you every 4 seconds, and this Sun Lizard is going to trigger the second skill of Magrat and give you 40% more normal attack damage. It's gonna keep that ability active for a very long time. Now the reason you use the Sun Lizard is because of Zayda's second skill. She has a 20% healing received bonus, which means All the healing you get from the Sun Lizard is going to be boosted by another 20% by Zayda, which is just insane. Now on this Sun Lizard, you can put some awesome skills that we have in the game. What are some of those skills? You need the Chain Strike to trigger a bunch of stuff from the talent tree. This is a must have. You're going to need the Hit Weakness. It's going to increase your normal attack crit damage. You're going to need Eviscerate. And then you're going to need the agility version of Eviscerate. It is right here, known as the Timely Strike. So you're going to put both of those on your Warpet. It's going to increase your damage. And if you can also put, you know, Fierce Attack, which is just insane. For me personally, I'm going to buy the Hasty Stone Aura at the end of the season. I'm just waiting for a few days. I'm currently working on this pet, trying to upgrade it. Let me see, skill upgrade. I still need 2 more Stone Aura to take this to a 2-star. And my mission is going to be complete. Now, this is the #1 pet to use with Zayda and Magra. The second one on the list is going to be the Venomous Lizard. This lizard does not require any rage skill cycle. The enemy just has to hit you and then you do damage back. Now, when it comes to all the other war pets, unfortunately, you're going to need hero with rage skill to trigger them, because most war pet, they trigger after the deputy do a rage skill. Now, a Snow Peak Rock can work because you have this physical attack here. I think that's going to work for you. So these are the Warpets that you can use for this hero. Now, if you're pairing Zayda with anybody that has a rage skill, then you can use a different Warpet. If you go Zayda and Syndrion, you're going to go with the Night Rock. If you go Zayda Kinara, you're going to go with the Snow Peak Rock. Who else do we have? Zayda Nico, the Snow Peak Rock. Zayda and Hosk, you could go maybe with, you know, the Night Rock. And what else? Yep, I think those are the ones that you can use for this hero right now. The main thing to keep in mind is that these heroes don't have a rage skill cycle. So that is something that you need to know. Most of the Warpets require a rage skill cycle. Alright, Warriors of Tamaris, let's take a look at some of the best artifacts to use with this new hero in the Call of Dragons. We're gonna go over here and see what is best of the best. If you're pairing Zayda with Kinara, you're gonna go with the Rattle Spear. If you're using Syndrion, you have a few options. You can use your best archer artifact. If you're using Forager, you're gonna put the Gold Crest. If you're using anybody else, you're gonna put the Viola's Bow. It is just crazy. If you want, you can go with the Heart of the Kamasi and then boost all of your other archers as well. So many good artifacts to use with the hero. Now, the best artifact for this hero is going to be the Gilded Crossbow. This one is designed specifically for Zayda. Now, it says deals diffuse damage every second to up to 3 legions within range and increase your march speed by 40%. You can move while this skill is active. Now, this is just crazy. Now, the damage type is physical, damage factor 650. I think it goes to 1300 when maxed out. So basically, you're hitting one target for 4 seconds, 1300 4 times. You multiply that by 3, it's like 1300 times 12, which is just crazy. Might even do more damage than the Mirage Orb. Unfortunately, the damage is diffuse damage, which means it's gonna go down with every target that you hit, but it's going to be crazy. You also get 40% march speed. When the enemy see that you're hitting them with this artifact, they're gonna move back and pull you in, and then you're gonna hit the other legions who are nearby with the AoE of this artifact. It is just awesome. To keep it pushing, additional effect increases your legion's enemy HP bypass by up to 7%. Increase equals 0.7% of your highest buff stack count. Effect persists until end of battle. So basically, when you get 1 stack, you get 0.7% HP reduction to the enemy. It goes all the way up to 7%. So when you get 10 stacks, it's going to be 0.7 times 10, which is 7. When you awaken the hero, I think this goes to, is it 20%? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's going to be crazy. This artifact is going to be awesome for this hero. I would recommend you get it if you can. It's going to be a crazy AoE artifact. We're moving on to the final topic of the video, which is going to be the talent tree for the new Zayda in the Call of Dragons. She is right here at level 60. We're going to see what we're working with. So this is the talent tree that I have designed for this hero for pairing her with two heroes in the game. This talent tree is going to work with Magrat and Syndrion. If you're going to use Magrat, this is the talent tree that you use with Zayda as a primary. However, I do not recommend that whatsoever. If you're going to use Syndrion and then you put Syndrion as a deputy to Zayda, use this talent tree and then swap out this last skill. Take Pursuit if you're using Syndrion, because Syndrion has a rage skill that you can use with this hero. But if you're using Magrat, this is what we have on the screen. So these are all the points that you can pick. There is one problem that I don't like about this talent tree for this hero. It is this one right here, known as the Mighty Power. This is an ability for a skill talent tree. Your Legion deals 2% more hero skill damage and has 10% chance to gain 20 rage. This is a skill talent tree something, so I don't know why they put it here. Maybe they need to change it. Otherwise, they put it here intentionally. This hero does not have any rage skill whatsoever. So what is the point of having this skill over here, known as the Mighty Power? I don't know what the devs are doing. Anyways, we're going to keep it going. What are the most important things about this talent tree? We are utilizing all the normal attack boosts that we see here. Now this talent tree, mobility talent tree, I don't think it is that great. Because if you come here, you'll have no choice but to take this overall speed, which you don't really need. Zayda already has a 10% march speed on her skill kit. If you get this, it's a little bit too much. There is no point. And here there is only this adrenaline rush, which looks promising. You have another one here. And this last node here is also okay. However, I decided to come in the PvP direction instead. You have this attack, and then you have this normal attack, which is 5% more normal attack, more than this one right here, which is only 4%. And then we put the remaining points here for more normal attack damage boost. You're going to come here and pick this point. You don't need this because this hero does not have a rage skill cycle. Now over here we go with the egoism. You reduce the hero skill damage that you take. However, you can try going with the magic counter tactics. You know, a lot of your enemies are going to be mages. If you take this one all the way, I think you're going to get 5% more damage dealt to all the mages. So this could be a good one to pick up. And then we go over here and take the blinding snare. You reduce the enemy march speed by 20% when they hit you with a normal attack. I avoided this skill at the bottom here because you are going to refresh your troops at 50%. There is no point fighting with less than 50% troops in this game because you're going to take unnecessary crazy counter attack. It is not worth it. So you don't really need this skill. You go with this one right here. And then over here we take the counter attack. And then at the end we take the burst shot, which is going to work for Magrat and Zayda. Magrat and Zayda. If you're using Zayda Syndrion, switch this with this one right here. The final talent tree of the video is going to look a little something like this. This talent tree is going to be excellent for all the heroes that have some kind of rage skill cycles. We're talking Kinara, we're talking Nico, we're talking Freygar and Syndrion as well. But I might not include Syndrion in this one. This one for heroes with rage skill damage boost. These are the points that we have. You can now take advantage of the Mighty Power. Your Legion deals 2% more hero skill damage and has a 10% chance to gain 20 extra rage. I made some changes over here. We have this rage skill boost. Works well with Kinara, Nico, Freygar. And we also have intimidation as well. Works great. You don't need this one. You're going to put this one instead, known as the Bull's Eye. Continuing with this left side of the Marksman talent tree, you get the Marksman HP and you take Delight. Increases rage accumulation speed by 15% when your Legion unit count is over 50%. Usually, you don't want to go below 50%. You need to go back and refresh because you're going to take a lot of counter attack damage if you fight with less than 50% troops. And then you have this counter attack damage boost. 4% more counter attack damage. Works well with Kinara, works well with Nico. Can help you out in doing more damage to all those who touch you. At the end, you have Pursuit. When your Legion consists entirely of marksman units, they inflict fragility when casting rage skill. This skill does not work with Magrat. So it's gonna work with the Deputy that has a rage skill cycle. So this is what you pick. Increasing normal attack damage taken by 10% for 5 seconds. This effect can be triggered once every 10 seconds. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the talent tree that you use for Zayda with someone who has some kind of rage skill cycle. Now again, we avoided the mobility direction because you have no choice but to take this march speed, which I think is not necessary. You got 15% from here and you have 10% from Zayda talent tree. I think those two should be enough. Unless you want your hero to be moving very, very fast, then you can try going in the mobility direction. You pick this point right here and then you take this normal attack boost. Then you take this one right here. No need going beyond. I don't think you're gonna get a lot of value from there. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the talent tree for Zayda. Use this one with Zayda and someone who has some kind of rage skill cycle. But if you're gonna use somebody like Margaret, stay away from this talent tree. To put everything in conclusion, do not use Zayda as a primary. I don't recommend it. Use somebody else with the precision talent tree. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is everything you need to know about Zayda. Let me know down below. I personally believe that Zayda and Magra will dethrone Syndron and Fragger as the #1 DPS pairings in the game. Let me know your thoughts down below. Of course, we're gonna see this when a lot of people awaken this hero. They are just gonna be too much for everybody. Thank you guys for watching. If you're new, subscribe for more content. Until then, talk to you guys in the next one. Bye bye for now.